How is it going, everyone? It's Lumity here, and today we are going to be talking about a Nintendo Entertainment System video game. We are talking about Bigfoot on the NES. So, if you don't know what Bigfoot is a legendary monster truck, and I have been watching monster trucks basically my entire life. Ever since I was a little kid, I was watching monster truck rallies. I love them. It's like one of the few redneck things that I'm very into. I just think that, what's cooler than super heavy trucks, crushing cars, doing backflips, ramping across stadiums. There's just not much cooler than that. And Bigfoot is known as the most legendary monster truck that is not in Monster Jam. So this game is all about Bigfoot, and even in the races and throughout the entire game, you are playing as the monster truck Bigfoot. And I actually really do like this game. However, it does come with some side effects, actually. This is going to be like a medicine commercial. We're going to talk about the side effects that this game causes. But the game itself is a lot of fun if you like old school racing games. This is a really cool one. So whenever you're doing your regular races, it is a top-down view. You are racing against one other monster truck, and the goal is to basically get to the finish line before the other truck. It is a point-to-point racer. It is, actually, I think it looks pretty cool for an NES game. It's got a nice retro feel, and the 8-bit graphics and everything look pretty good. The sound effects are really nice, and the music and everything, and the menus. All that stuff is actually really good. I like all that. And during the actual one-on-one races, one of the things that I really like that they basically threw in here to kind of like, give it a little bit of a twist is you can pick up some power-ups. So there's power-ups that you can pick up. There's some that will basically let you jump over large obstacles. There's some power-ups that will actually pop up a chainsaw-looking thing. Like, it'll pop up like a saw blade, and you can actually damage your opponent that you're racing against with that saw blade. You can pick up cash, and the cash is very important because you're going to need it to upgrade your vehicles, because you have to upgrade your vehicles before certain events, so it's important to pick up cash during these races. And you also need cash because if you run out of health, well, it will take some of your cash to respawn you, and if you run out of it, then it won't respawn you. So, and at that point, it's game over. However, you can also damage your opponent and make them run out of cash, and if they run out of cash, it's game over for them, but it pulls a little bit of a fast one on you, because even though it's game over for that one particular truck, it actually just replaces them with another, and they still get to keep everything that the other truck has earned. So all the points that they've earned through every single event, even if you defeat the one truck, it just goes right on to the next truck. They get to take all of the points. They basically inherit all of the points that that one gets. So I'm not a big fan of that. That seems dirty, but it is what it is. But yeah, you race through this entire thing. Picking up power-ups gives you points. You gotta save up points, and whoever has the most points at the end of the tour wins the entire game, and that's how you beat the game. So yeah, the actual courses and everything, they're pretty well designed. They're a lot of fun. They're pretty fast-paced, lots of action going on. And trying to destroy your opponent is very difficult to do. But if you're able to do it, it does give you a sense of achievement, I will say. And then you have this really fun game mode, and then you have the next type of game mode. So when you're saving up that money, you're going to save up the money to give upgrades to your monster truck. And those upgrades are mainly going to be helping you in one event in particular, and that's these side-scrolling races. These side-scrolling races are a lot different than the top-down races. The top-down races are pretty simple to control. It's literally just the D-pad and you're moving the character where you need to move it. That's all you gotta do. But for the side-scrolling one, they decided to make it a little bit more difficult. So, first things first, you can accidentally jump the line before the green light says go. So if you do that, it will immediately penalize you, and you'll get, your car will shut off and it will give your opponent a head start. So keep that in mind. So make sure the light is green before you start moving. But to even move your car is a lot different. So you actually have to wobble the D-pad back and forth. You basically have to press left and right over and over again on the D-pad to make your vehicle go. And if you're trying to not damage your vehicle, you also have to try to press another button to basically change its gear. And to do that, change gears and to also move the D-pad back and forth, it's actually a lot harder than it sounds. And this is where that side effect I was talking about in the beginning of the video comes in. You have to really do this hard. You have to do it super, super hard to be able to beat the AI, because the AI does not take it easy on you, and it will give you blisters. I thought people were joking around when I read that. People were like, oh, this game gave me blisters as a kid when I played it, because I was watching some gameplay video before I even started playing the game to see what it was all about. And I saw people saying that this game gave them blisters. And it's like, oh, maybe they're just like, maybe they are just saying that, trying to explain how hard this game was or something like that, It turns out, no, they were actually not lying. I actually got blisters from playing this video game, which was kind of funny. I didn't expect that to happen, but when it did happen, I was just like, I guess those people commenting, they were not overacting. This game actually does cause blisters. So that is a side effect from this game. The side-scrolling races will give you your fingers blisters if you are trying to win. If you're not trying to win and you're just wanting to focus on the top-down racing, then you probably don't have to worry about the blisters as much. But I wanted to win. I wanted to beat the game, and doing so, it'd take a little bit of sacrifice. But I do enjoy this game overall. I think it's a lot of fun, and once you get used to that control scheme, it is chaotic. Those side-scrolling races get chaotic because you're just trying to move the D-pad as fast as you can and not destroy your vehicle and not destroy your controller at the same time, so it is super tough. I actually couldn't even do it with a regular NES control pad. I had to swap over to a control pad I don't even like. I had to swap over to the Hyperkin one that came with the Retron 5, and it made it easier to go fast with the Hyperkin controller, but it's not comfortable either, and it still ended up causing blisters. So if you want to win, you got to put your skin on the line, okay? You got to put a little bit of flesh out there if you want to win. It's a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice that's worth it. So I do like this game, though. It is difficult, but it is also really fun. The side-scrolling races also look pretty cool. They all have their own themes, even though the whole point is, you're wobbling the D-pad back and forth to get to the finish line. Some of them you're trying to get to the finish line and you're doing like a tractor pull, which is pretty cool. There's some that's basically just uphill races, and those ones are really tough. And then there's some where you're just doing car crushes and drag races and stuff like that. But all of the events are actually really fun, and I enjoy doing them, even though they hurt a little bit. But I do like this game overall, and I think if you can actually pick this game up for around $15 or under, I think that's a pretty good price for it. I enjoy this game. It's a lot of fun, and it's especially if you already like monster trucks. I think that this is something that you'll probably want to pick up just for the history of it alone, just to have it's kind of cool to have a Bigfoot video game on the original Nintendo Entertainment System. So just for that alone, I think it's worth having. But it does help that this game is actually quite a bit of fun. I really prefer the top-down races over the side-scrolling races. But, honestly, I still like both. I think both are pretty fun. I just kind of wish that there was a way to only select the top-down races, because I would like to just do instant play on just those ones. But that's not an option. You can only do just your regular career mode, and in career mode, it just mixes everything together. So it is what it is. Either way, it's a fun game, and I do recommend picking it up if you have a way to play Nintendo Entertainment System games. So thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you in the next video. Go pick up Bigfoot on the NES, and I will see you next time. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.